Hello, I'm Peter Towers, Managing Director of ESS BIZTOOLS. Welcome to this business advisory services Need to Know that we've produced for accountants and business advisors to help you with a greater appreciation of what we believe the business advisory service role is to help your small business and medium-sized enterprises on their business journey. 2 weeks ago, we started this series by looking at what was likely to happen in what we called the dawn of a new opportunity, not just because of the COVID-19 coronavirus, but because of a build-up of many other matters. But there's no doubt that the assistance that accountants have had to give to your clients during the coronavirus has added to the understanding by SMEs that you as their accountant can do a lot more of business support work, business consulting work, what is generally referred to as business advisory services, than just taxation work. And that will help your clients add value to their businesses. Last week, we took the opportunity to talk to you about the CommBank results in the Market Pulse report, in which they identified that your peers as accountants in practice in Australia have identified that business advisory service will be the main business opportunity for accountants in the next 6 to 12 months. So I want you to join us as we now work through each week the various components of business advisory services. I hope you enjoy this journey with us. I think the first thing you need to find out about a business client is their premises, their office, their factories, their workshops, their farms. What do they look like? Now, I know it's probably not practical for every one of your clients, but as far as possible, please visit their premises and their offices, factories, etc., so that you have an appreciation of the physical conditions under which they work. What's their layout? How far out of town are they? What are their issues? Because if you're going to offer business advisory services, I think you have to take the stance that you're a full-time employee of that organization. What do they really do? Can you glean from their tax return, their annual accounts, exactly what they do on a day-to-day basis? I think you'll find out a lot more by walking around their business premises, their factory, talking to a few of them, finding out what they really do. You might find that they've got an interesting byproduct range, or that they've got a research and development team that you knew nothing about. What intellectual property has the business developed themselves? And do they realize they have developed new intellectual property? And what could they do with it? Is your client undertaking research and development? If so, are they claiming the research and development rebate? Do they understand the systems that they have to implement to claim the research and development rebate? Now, that is a taxation matter, but it's one that is overlooked by many accountants and many businesses around Australia. Is there a system for research and development? In any case, even if they're not formally doing it at present, do they know that if they start to undertake some research and doing something differently, that there is a system they could implement, especially if they are a company, that they might then be able to claim some extra taxation? Have they registered any trademarks, or are they using what purports to be trademarks, but they haven't applied for a trademark? That can be very dangerous because someone else may well register that trademark. And this is really requiring you to have a general business approach to your clients rather than just taxation. I was a chief financial officer in a listed public company for a period, 10 or 11 years of my career. And I can assure you there was a lot more on my desk every week than annual accounts and tax returns. And I was putting in 50 to 60 hours a week. So if you look around, you'll find there's a lot of other issues within your SME clients. And what are they doing with it? Do they have patents? And if so, what's the timing on those patents? When are they going to expire? Or is the business operating on trade secrets? And if so, how are they protected? Are they all in someone's head? What happens if that person gets run over by a bus or decides to leave? Are the trade secrets going to walk out with that person? And very importantly, sit down and talk to your client very early in this piece. And if you haven't done this before, why don't you do it now in your next meeting with your client? What is your vision? I've just come back this morning from interviewing a new prospect in my consulting business. And my first question was, what is your vision? And he said, I've currently got a business with a $5 million turnover. It was 0 3 years ago. And we now have 9 staff. I want to open another store in the capital city, which is Brisbane, within the next 2 years. And then I want to have 20 stores in Queensland. And I said, over what time frame? He said, oh, up to 15, 20 years. That's his vision. I said, how are you going to finance it? I haven't really thought much about that. So there's a lot of opportunities that then start coming out of it. We talked about crowdsource funding, equity raising. We talked about the ability to raise money under Section 708, and he knew a little bit about that because they'd already done that. But it opened up a whole conversation. And then I asked him what his big audacious idea was. He said, I thought I'd just given that to you. So that was his big idea. Some of your clients will tell you a bigger idea than opening 20 stores. But it's great to know. These are things you don't normally find out when you're doing someone's tax return. So if someone tells you that they're going to go from a 5 million turnover to perhaps 150 to 200 million turnover, I would suggest that you would have a different viewpoint on that client. You'd be keeping them informed of a whole range of matters. Corporate governance, capital raising, business opportunities that might be coming up in certain areas. And all of these conversations, I suggest to you, should be being documented in your files so that you have a record, so that you can start talking to your client from a key advisor's point of view, because you have documented their vision, their big audacious idea, and you're going to continually remind them about that as they work towards achieving it. I look forward to you joining us again next week when we will present our next commentary on business advisory services you need to know. If you want more information, please go to our website, www.essbiztools.com.au. Have a great day and stay safe. Goodbye.